Chris 420 with the first 20 pack of joints that look just like cigarettes, first one in the world, and are legal federally, are no longer legal. Why are they no longer legal? Well, Trump accidentally signed the Farm Bill in 2018 that allowed all cannabis to become federally legal. And just as easy as he did that, he also accidentally passed the spending bill without realizing that hemp was banned in it. Because Mitch McConnell, the dude who also advocated for hemp in 2018 to put it in the Farm Bill, also got lobbied by the alcohol industry to slip a tiny little law in there banning all hemp. So now you have more than $50 billion of hemp circulating in the market, all gone like that. And why? Why are they doing that? Well, it's because the kids are in danger, right? The kids are getting sick. Are they? I don't know. Maybe they are getting sick. You know what I think kids are actually getting sick from? All these looks maxers and this testicular clavicular guy, and he's saying you can take these peptides to looks max, and you know, kids are buying these not made for human consumption peptides. And they're ordering them and they're injecting it and getting sepsis and staph infections. Maybe that's more of a risk to children's health than weed. But you know what? There actually is a point, because if you think about it, what about all these vendors, right? Like the Mr. THCs and the Dopaziolas and all the Mr. Blaze It or Asian blazing, you know, guy, I don't know. They have stores, and I'm not saying that they don't check the age, but there's a pretty good chance if you order, they're not asking for your ID. Now, should we blame Mr. THC and blame Dopaziola and blame the Asian blazing and blame Chris 420? Should we blame us? Well, don't blame me. I have age verification software, so I don't have to put that on my conscience. I have many siblings. I have such a huge family, and they're all under the age of 18. So I wouldn't want to put them at risk. So why would I want to put other people's kids at risk? So yeah, we have a big issue in this hemp industry, bro. And yeah, in the physical stores, I would say there's age verification. I mean, you walk in, it's not like some little kid's gonna walk in and be like, hey, let me get some THCA flower. Hey, little Jimbo, here, just give me $20 and I'll give you an eighth. Like, no, bro, like they're obviously, if you're in a physical location, the cops are watching you at all times. You're not gonna just sell to kids, bro. But I'm just gonna say these stores, these vendors, these influencer brands, yeah, they're going off of plausible deniability. Because here's the thought. If someone has a credit card, they're probably of age. They're probably of age if they have a credit or debit card and ordering. Okay. But here's the problem with that is my brother is 17 right now. He has a debit card. You can have a bank account if you're under 18.
Daddy, chill.
So, and the legal limit is 21. So there is a way for these people and children and teenagers that want to get a hold of this stuff, that don't want to say, hey, older brother, can you buy this weed from me from the dispensary? No, they can get around that and just order it from these vendors that just say, hey, if you have a credit card, then you're probably of age, and we don't have the liability. And we have a pop-up. Pop-up. Are you 21? Yes. They click the button. Yes. Bro. Of course they're going to click yes, bro. They're going to click yes. They're not 21. And yeah, it's a big problem. You know what? And because these kids are stupid, man. Look at these looks maxers. I mean, dude, they're buying these basically research chemicals online now. They're buying research chemicals and injecting them. I would say injecting is a greater risk to children than weed if we were to talk about the risk of everything, right? So the only reason they're banning this weed stuff is because there's such a high margin of profit that's being lost at dispensaries. And the dispensaries, you need millions of dollars, millions and millions and millions and billions to even get into that industry. I mean, in Illinois, you need the fucking real estate already signed. You need the contract, you need the lease, you need the property ready to go before you even qualify to get approved for your marijuana license, where it's just, no one has that, bro. Like, most people are living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, most people starting a business have what, 5 to 20 grand? And one mistake can wipe you out, bro. I can't tell you how many times this vendor stole $13,000 from me. This like $5,000 got lost by UPS. This $30 got lost by UPS. Or this fucking vendor scammed me and blah, blah, blah. And it's like a whole process. You can lose your money just like that in this industry. It's not easy. And a lot of people just seem to take it lightly. And you have all these people in the marijuana industry that think we just have it so easy as a hemp business. We're just like printing money right now. It's just so easy to just sell this weed as a vendor, right? It's just, you just start printing money. You just sell to kids. You just sell to everyone. You just do whatever you want. You just skirt all the rules and you just start making money, right?
Don't try to take shortcuts. And that hemp loophole in the Farm Bill was a shortcut.
So Mr. Mike, Mr. Big Mike, there's a lot to respect about this guy. He's got a big nutrient company. He's selling nutrients to all these growers that want to grow weed, right? And what does he say? He says, don't make a business on a loophole. Don't make the business on a loophole. It's not sustainable.
Yeah, look, this is a loophole. A loophole.
Yeah.
And they got about 4 years out of that.
Okay, well, tell me, where am I going to get $100,000 to $1 million to pierce myself into the marijuana industry and compete with all of these venture capitalist gajillionaires and zillionaires and start my own small business in cannabis? It's not possible. I'm telling you right now, it's not possible. And Mike, I don't know how you started your business. I'm assuming you started your business in the black market, maybe, or off a plausible deniability of, hey, you know, these nutrients could be used for weed, but could not be. And then now you could sell it to many different states. As far as I know, that the nutrients that you sell, Mike, are sold in many other states, not only with marijuana being sold in them. So many people can order these nutrients, could even be in an illegal state. So don't found your business on a loophole, bro. We're in the weed industry, bro. Like, we're just trying to take our passion and make a living off of it. Like, I live modestly, man. I don't have like a Ferrari or a Bugatti. I'm not, popping bottles at the club. Like, I'm just a dude. I'm almost 30 years old and I'm just trying to have a life, man. And it could all be taken away, right? I do things by the books. I have the age verification. I try to get product that is not moldy. I try to quality test everything, make sure it's not crappy product, and make sure that all the customers are happy. Refund them if they don't like it. Satisfaction guarantee. Like, everyone's happy. You don't like the cigarettes? Fine. We'll figure it out. We'll find a way to make you happy. And I try not to make sure nobody is unhappy, right? Try to run a solid, honest business. And, it just gets ruined because we're operating on a loophole. Well, what's the alternative? The alternative is nothing. Just nothing. Just selling black market. I don't want to do that. I don't want to sell black market, bro. If this product gets deleted because of the new spending bill in 12 months and we don't lobby it, I don't even know. I talked to the lobbyists before and they said, Chris, there's nothing you can really do. You don't really have enough money to like make a difference. So like, at this point, I feel like it's out of my hands. I don't feel like there's anything I could do to fix this situation with the farm bill and the hemp being banned. And here's another issue. A lot of people think that hemp is fake weed. They think that it's not real weed. But let me just tell you guys something. All fucking hemp is literally just marijuana rebranded, right? You take the word marijuana, you change it to hemp, and now it could be sold legally through different legal frameworks. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's not cured early. It's not cut early. They're not spraying it. Now the THCa is unfortunately in the same industry as Delta 8. So the same law that made Delta 8 legal allowed THCa to come into the market. So you see all these fake deltas and THCP and THCX and THCJD and THCPCP. Who fucking knows nowadays? You really don't know what you're ingesting with that. And you are correct. That is synthetic mystery juice. And if you want to smoke that, by all means, that is available currently. We have 12 months for companies to sell mystery juice and just inhale that. And just, wow, like I'm inhaling a synthetic version of THC that may be 30 times stronger than regular THC. And Yeah, that kind of is concerning. I mean, I guess the Farm Bill allowed it, but what it also allowed is regular weed, regular cannabis to be sold. It allowed it to be sold without a marijuana license. So okay, I understand the concern, the synthetics, who knows what's in it? It could be made in someone's garage. It's kind of like the synthetic Deltas and Delta 8s and Delta 10s and like it could be made in someone's garage. It could be made with poor quality control. There could be microbials. There could be heavy metals. There could be whatever, contaminants. What's stopping the regulators from just saying, hey, before it goes to market, we got to do a microbial test. We got to do a heavy metal test. We got to do a pesticide test. And there's a couple other ones. Why can't we just do those tests, bro? Why can't we do a pre-market sales check before going to the market? Just say, hey, maybe we have this new industry like the Hemp Testing Board Association. Then you send them like a product or you send your product to a lab and they do all the testing. If it's under all the limits and it passes everything, you submit it to the board association and then they register the product and say, hey, looks like this lab test is authentic. You're good to go. You can post this product for sale. Why can't we do something like that? Why do we have to ban it entirely? Well, we have to ban it entirely because there's money in the cannabis industry, money of the Illinois dispensaries and the Florida dispensaries and the Curaleafs and the whatever, the Rise dispensaries of the world that pay millions and millions of dollars to get these licenses for marijuana. And they're paying very high taxes and they feel like they're not getting a good deal if they have to pay all these taxes and all these fees when Chris 420 Blaze It over here, he's selling weed cigarettes. Why is he doing that? Why does he get to sell weed cigarettes when we have to pay all these taxes? People only pay $25 a pack for 16 grams and that's it. And we have to charge like triple that amount. We have to charge $100 for an ounce of shake. What's going on here? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. They're angry. They're angry at us. And they have a point. They have a good point. If I was in their situation, I would feel the same way. And there are many vendors selling to kids. That is also a point they have. That is a valid point. And they also have a point that our product could be contaminated. They have a point with that. But what's stopping us from making a hemp association board? They check the lab test, verify it, do the full panel, right? They have the age checker on the store. They have, some reasonable taxes that are like not more than 6 to 10%. And what's stopping us from doing that? I mean, they do that for cigarettes, like the PACT Act. They do the Prevent All Cigarette Trafficking Act, where they have all this extensive regulation just for tobacco products and doing orders with that. Why can't we have that for cannabis? Why? Because there's money in the marijuana industry. And I don't need to say that anymore. You guys know that. Like, there's money in it. Because if they really cared about the safety of people, they would stop all these peptides. Like, what's with people injecting peptides that are labeled as not for human consumption? Oh, you can order these peptides, but no, don't inject them. That's not for that. It's for research purposes, all right? It's for research. So Chris 420, you're a criminal. The peptide companies, you're good. Don't worry about it. We don't really have any money in that industry. We can leave you alone. All the teenagers, all the Looks Max influencers that are influencing kids that they need to hop on testosterone when they're 14 years old and all these peptides and research chemicals. You guys can just keep selling your peptides, but the people that are selling weed that are doing it right, like Chris 420, that have age verification, you guys go away. That's dangerous for society. Even though no one's ever died from weed and thousands of people die from alcohol each year. That's the weed people. We got to shut you down. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. I'm thinking about, what am I going to do? What is Chris 420 going to do when the weed industry goes under? The federally legal weed industry that nobody realized was federally legal weed industry because everyone thinks THCa is a fake synthetic. all the people in the marijuana industry that go to the dispensary and go to their plug and are just uninformed, that just smoke the weed and don't know the ingredients in the weed, just say, nah, that's just some synthetic garbage. Just get rid of it. I want to pay $60 an eighth at the dispensary. Nah, yeah.
Daddy, chill.
I don't want to do that, bro. I just want to smoke this fucking expensive, really mid weed from the dispensary. I don't want to get a good deal. I don't want a small batch grower. I don't want to buy an ounce for like $35 like some vendors are selling. I don't want to buy an ounce of crumble for $150. I don't want to do that. I want to pay $60 a gram for some dabs from the Illinois dispo and from the Florida dispo. That's what I want. And then the New Jersey dispo. Okay. Oh, the Colorado and California, you have good prices. Okay. Whoop-de-doo. Oklahoma. Wow. Great. Well, you know what? You want more innovation in the industry. We got to keep it federally legal. This was the federal legalization. We just had too little consumer safety practices. We had too little of that. That's the downfall of our industry. And you can't trust companies to self-regulate. It doesn't work. Yeah, maybe Chris 420 has a conscience. Maybe Chris 420 thinks, wow, I have a bunch of siblings that are under 18 years old. What if they would try to buy my own weed and get a hold of it? I would feel pretty bad. I feel like my parents would be disappointed in me, and I would feel bad for having a developing mind that isn't fully developed till the age of 25, and I'm corrupting that with drugs, which is AKA weed, which is not as bad as other drugs, but still nonetheless bad for your brain, develops until it's 25. Yeah, I would be contributing to that. So I decided on my own conscience, I want to add age verification. But there's other companies out there, they don't care. They don't care. They think, oh, well, I used cannabis when I was younger. Who cares? Just let them use it. It's a plausible deniability that, hey, if you have a card, you can order this. Not my problem. It's on the parents. It's on the parents for not checking what their kids are buying. Well, do parents have 24/7 to check bank statements? I mean, I probably would. I would probably check. I would cancel my kid's debit card. I wouldn't even. When I have kids, my kid will not have a debit card. I mean, the things that kids are able to buy, it's just astounding. Like I said, there's kids injecting peptides. They want to looks max. They want to be Giga Chads, right? And then there's kids that want to do drugs. Like, literally, go on a YouTube video of like one of these looks maxers. I'm 13. Should I do XYZ peptide? Ugh. Like, dude, you're still in middle school, bro. Like, you haven't even gone through puberty. Like, you're already doing that. So, like, yeah. And then there's kids that also start smoking weed really early, and our industry is contributing to that. This is the elephant in the room that no one's talking about. But all I ask is that for you lobbyists, they're already on it, by the way. These lobbyists are already figuring out the solution. But what they're probably doing is they're convincing the government, hey, reopen up this industry for us. We can get rid of the synthetic deltas that are made with chemistry, converting CBD to THC. We can get rid of that. Get rid of the synthetics, whatever. Nobody really wants that anyways, except like the crazy fiends of the world, the crazy fiends that just need all the strongest THCs to like fry their brain. So we could get rid of that. And then we could also start doing some quality control. We could also make like a hemp regulation lab testing board and say, hey, here's our full panel test. Can you like certify this? But so we can take it to the market. You have a pre-market lab test check. So we can sell product that has consumer safety protocols. So we're not worrying about like crazy mold or like stuff like that. And like, you know, think whatever the situation is in these legal states, we can do that too. That's not hard to do. There are already companies and labs that will test your product. They're already doing it. They're already testing the products. You can ask for the pesticides, the heavy metals. You can do everything that you need to get a consumer safety test. Obviously, if it's not required, not everyone's going to do it. It's the simple truth. If you're not required to do it, you will not do it. It's like saying like, hey, it's optional to pay taxes. Well, Chris 420 isn't paying taxes if it's optional. That's how the lab testing works for weed. If we don't have to do it, we're not doing it. Well, just make it required and we'll do it. It's not that hard to do it, bro. it's what, maybe $50 a category, 50 to $75 a category. So $50 for potency, $75 for heavy metals, $60 for the pesticides, $30 for microbials. It's not that much to test a product, bro. But you know what is a lot? $1 million to get a marijuana license. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm choosing a different industry. I'm gonna have to like start making brain rot content for something else, bro. I'm gonna have to start like eating Tide Pods and injecting myself with peptides. That's the next industry I gotta jump in, because nobody's cares about that, right? Nobody cares about banning other things that kids are doing, but you know, obviously the weed is so bad. And even though what's stopping their older brother, hey, Uncle Jimbo, who's like 30, can you like run to the store and like buy me an eighth? Because I'm only 16, I can't go yet. Like, dude, people's older brothers and uncles buy kids cigarettes. They buy them alcohol. Like, you know, those like little preps. Imagine when you were like 16 in high school and some jock kid has like a bunch of friends over and they're having like a house party. Well, who do you think bought the alcohol, bro? Like, yeah, they could have gone through their parents' liquor cabinet, but they probably had someone who had an older brother or sister to buy all the liquor and to run that party. And kids are still going to do that. They're still going to do that at the dispensary. And they could still do that if you have age verification as well, if you're a vendor. But it's going to be a lot harder if they get to that checkout screen and they see, oh, you have to upload your ID. I mean, I have people getting angry messaging me now. I'll read. I wish I could read the message to you, but yeah, it's just really sad what's going on. It's nothing to do. There's nothing I can do. What can I do? I can make these stupid videos. I could like show my weed cigs and be like, you have 12 months to get weed cigs before it's illegal. You have 12 months. And that's it. That's all I can really do. I can just show off my plaque, you know, my 100,000 subscriber plaque, and say, hey, I made this in the weed industry, in the hemp industry. That's what I accomplished. And I'll have my plaque, you know, then that's what I have to show for it. I'll have my weed cigs and I'll have my plaque, and that's what I have to show for. And I'll have to join a different industry because, yeah, I'm not rejoining the weed industry at these rates, bro. At the $1 million license rate, nah, it's not happening, bro. Not happening, bro. I'm not going to do that. That's too expensive, bro. I'd rather buy a house for my dad. Like, my dad's retiring, bro. I'm already paying for some of his bills. Like, I don't want to spend money on $1 million dispensary, bro. That's just not economical. The money and the profit and the numbers might make sense, but the money to get there is impossible, dude. Like, to make the amount of money you need to qualify for that license of marijuana, you are probably already making enough money in a different industry that you'd be like, fuck the marijuana. I'm already doing this. This is working. I'm already getting like a couple 100,000, a couple million doing this. Why would I reinvest that into this marijuana thing that is so volatile, right? The only reason that the hemp business is booming is because it's so easy to get into, bro. It's so easy. It's just the issue is that marijuana and cannabis and hemp, it attracts psychopaths and crazy people, and they don't have a conscience, and they just use plausible deniability to sell to kids. And yeah, I guess sorry that I make like 75% less revenue because I choose to age check all my customers, but it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. You know, I want to go to sleep and sleep well. I don't want to like have nightmares of some kid getting psychosis from weed. You know what I mean? Because I used to smoke weed when I was a kid. It was not good for me. It was not good for my brain. I mean, I still smoke weed time to time on the weekends with friends, like having a beer type of vibe, right? No offense to you if you smoke weed every day. That's great. I'm glad it's helping you. But a lot of people don't need to be smoking weed every day, and that's okay, because it just it affects their motivation and stuff like that. And imagine a kid with a underdeveloped brain. Yeah, you would want them to, you know, let that brain finish developing before you start throwing THC into the mix. That's fine. We can add age verification to the hemp industry. We can add consumer testing to the hemp industry, so we don't have basically people getting sick. We can do some sort of tax so that it's contributing to society. That's a reasonable tax, not like a 30% tax or 50% tax like some of these states have. That's just, it's just $60 a gram for like dabs, for 1 gram of dabs. Bro, like this one girl I know, like she sent a Snapchat on her story. It's like $360 on dabs, and she got like 4 or 5 grams of dabs. It's like, dude, you just got custied, bro. Like, love going to the dispo. I just spent $360 on 5 grams. Oh, I feel like such a queen. I feel like royalty. 5 different strains. Wow. Like, dude, you could have gotten like almost a quarter pound of crumble with that, probably. You could have gotten a quarter pound of crumble. But, you know, we're not ready to talk about that yet. We're not ready to talk about the prices in this industry, because the unregulated price of hemp versus the regulated price of marijuana is just, wow, just such an astounding difference. And yeah, I can tell you right now, hemp industry people were operating on thin margins. I guarantee you the marijuana companies make way more profit. And it's very easy to lose your money in this industry as well, as I've discussed in the past. But anyways, Chris 420 with the first 20 pack of joints that look like cigarettes. I'm out. Weed is going to be banned in 12 months, and you can only get it from a dispensary. You cannot have an open free market anymore, because we don't like capitalism. We only like closed markets with limited license. Only a few business owners can sell the product, so they have market dominance, and we can't have a variety of products made by different companies, and we can't allow amateurs like Chris 420 Blaze It to have a company, even though he has a good conscience and has age checking and tries to do good business. No, we can't have that. Because of the bad other people that don't age check and poison people and sell garbage products. No, yeah, sorry, everyone gets to suffer. Sorry, Chris, you don't have $1 million. You don't have it. So sorry, you're out. Bye-bye.